Welcome back. It is a lovely Tuesday morning here. Sun's peeking through with little rays of sunshine, so I thought this is the time to do a little video for you all. So welcome back to my channel. I'm going to be making, because I'm someone who's always running behind, I thought, oh, I better start doing something to send off a couple of Christmas cards to family and friends. So I thought I'd share that little process with you today. So if you haven't sent off your Christmas cards like me, then here's an opportunity to use up some of those scraps or pieces of paper that are maybe misprinted or any of those sorts of things, because we can turn scraps into beautiful pieces as well. Even if you've got a few more that you want to send, or you want to send make up cards for with your Christmas gifts, you know, whatever you'd like to do, here's the opportunity. This is my take on it anyway. Right, so I have gathered a couple of sheets of paper. I'm going to use my Happy Holidays kit, because when I was designing it, I did think about making Christmas cards. So I have pulled together the bits that I am going to use. Now, I'm not going to use card at all. I'm going to use paper. The paper I like to use is 160 GSM or 60 to 60 pound weight. So you know, it's quite thick, and by the time we folded it all, it's as sturdy as any card, so you don't need to worry about using card. So we're going to use what we have. So one sheet of paper, doesn't matter if it's a US letter size or an A4, it's going to do the job perfectly well. So I love this one with the roses and the cotton puffs, so I'm going to use this for one of the bases. I can tell you that I have used quite a few of the different sheets. Here you can see I've got a whole selection here that I will be pulling together. So, you know, it doesn't need to be this one specifically, but I'm just got this one here to share with you guys of what I'm going to do. The other thing I've pulled out are my mini pages. This is part of my journal pages sheets, so you don't need to make these many. They are already in the mini format. You just need to print them out. So I've got a couple of these, so I'm going to use these. And then I'm using my sentiments, so my Happy Holiday sentiments, the mini sheets or the larger sheets with the bigger ones on there as well. Okay, so any of those will work. I'm going to be using both really. I have already cut some out. Okay, so that's what we're going to use. I'm going to start off showing you my two variants of what I'm going to do with this. Really very easy. Need a bit of a glue stick and your page. So I am first going to fold this in half. So I'm matching up as closely as I possibly can. Of course, if it's not quite right, you can always trim it. So there we go. Just fold it in half lengthwise. Use your bone folder or back of a knife if you don't have a bone folder. And then I'm going to open that up. I'm going to fold it the other way in half. Seem to love doing these folds in the half and the length. So, you know, so it's sort of the start to many a project I do. Right. Less trimming then, you see. Okay, so we've got that now into quarters. Now, it's just depending which way you want your card to go. So if you're wanting your card to be top, you know, sort of like a little house, then you can, you know, like this, standing like that, then that's going to work perfectly well. I mean, that's such a beautiful picture. You could just put a sentiment on there and off you go. But we are going to do something with that. So there's this option. And of course, let me grab the other one here. There is folding it this way, like that, and having a sort of standard Christmas card like that. So you've got either option. It just means you're going to glue it in slightly different ways. So what I'm going to do is, if I want it to be this type of option, then we're going to glue it along the bottom here. So I'm going to just use my glue stick for the most part. And then if you're going to stitch around this, which I will do, then you know, glue stick is fine, and I'm not worried about the edges. If you're not going to sew this, and you don't have to sew this, then just make sure, let's just do it with this one, that, you know, your edges have a really good adhesive. Now, if I want something to have a longer sort of shelf life or last a little bit longer, and that all depends, you know, I mean, how long do Christmas cards last? But I keep mine, so, you know, if you are sending it off to someone and you think they like to keep their cards, then maybe you want it to last a little bit longer. But you know, these are all personal choices. So I'm just going to put a little bit more of a longer lasting glue. I'm not a fan of using glue stick. You know, as I say, I can't say that it lasts very long, and I don't want something to fall apart that I've put a lot of effort into making. So, you know, those choices are personal though. Yeah, you can see I have not exactly got this right. It's slightly off. It doesn't matter because we have a ruler. We have a ruler. And my craft knife. You can draw with a pencil, use your scissors if you don't have a craft knife. But, you know, I'm a big fan of using a craft knife. Just be careful with a craft knife, that's all. Just go slowly. And when you're finished, close the blade. There we go, my safety talk is over. All right, now I've got that nice and clean. I'm happy with that. And I have used the other glue, so I won't stitch on this one. All right, so I'm going to then just take my little distress bit. It just takes that little white edge away. So if you're looking there, if you're new to distressing, just takes it away. Don't you just love that? I love this with fussy cutting as well, you know, where you can just fussy cut and there are little bits of white bits sticking out. You just put on some of this distress ink and it's gone. It's like magic. Right, so we've got that done. You can do it on both sides. I'm not going to bore you with that. I have prepared one in part. And as I said, with this one, which I'll finish later, I'm not going to sew this one because I've used a good glue, which I know is going to keep it closed. All right, so that one's ready to go. And you then are going to just match up the sides like that. We're going to use our bone folder again. And there's the base for the card. And I promise you, it's really sturdy. It's going to stand up perfectly. Okay. Now, the other option I did was I just used the glue stick. I was more focused sort of in the middle because I knew I was going to stitch it. So that's just an option you can have. And here you can see I have just stitched around the edge there. I like stitching. It's a decorative feature of sort of what I do. So it's an optional choice, but it's not a requirement. Okay. Now, as you know, if you get this sort of rough edge on the underside, take your bone folder or your butter knife and just run it firmly over those holes like that. All right. Simple as this. And then you get that nice flattened look again, instead of the needle coming through and poking a rough ugly hole on there, and it's gone. And with the distress ink, it helps to sort that out as well. All right, so there's the base of the card I'm going to use now. I'll use this. I've got loads to make. Okay, so we've got that all sorted. Now what I thought I would do is I want to layer a few things up here. Okay, so I'm just going to show you with the other one that I'm doing. I've taken scrappy bits, so that needs to go that way. Again, from these little mini pages, I've torn out a piece from there. All right, so you can do that depending on the size of your card. So I would do it below those roses, probably fussy cut those roses. You could add those on at any point. So I didn't throw those bits away. I kept them. All right, so I've done that. So cut out the little image from the middle there like that. I've done that one as well. I'll put that one on a red base and so on. All right, so we've got that. Then I've taken little bit of the pink polka dot because I just love that sheet, and I've got it there. It's sort of slightly bigger, and I haven't really been specific about that. I am going to angle it, so I'm not worried. And then of course this one, which is slightly bigger than that. This is also the backing pages from the journal sheet. All right, so all of this comes in the same kit. Okay, now I'm going to just angle these. If you have a look, that one can go like that. I'll probably do this one at a slight angle like this, and then probably stick that one straight again. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of layering because, you know, got to do some layering. So I'm going to take my glue here, move that out the way. I'm going to start with the base here. I am, you know, if you want to put more glue on, do, but I will be stitching this. You don't have to. You can just put some glue on and use it as it is. It's up to you guys, whatever you have and whatever you do. Don't go and do or buy things unnecessarily. Make use of what you do have, guys. You know, it would look gorgeous if you wanted to do a really special card for somebody and you made holes in here, you know, manually, and did a lovely hand-stitched, you know, with embroidery thread, stitch, just a running stitch around this edge. I think it would look stunning. So, yeah, you know, use what you have. Such a homely feel when you do something like that. Right, now I've got this one. I'm just trying to line it up with this outer edge here because the pink one's at an angle. So I've got it like this and a little bit over. There we go. So I've got that like that. Now I'm chopping and changing between the images I'm using. But what I wanted to show you was how it's going to look when I stitch around there. So let me go and do that quickly, and I'll be back here in a moment. Okay guys, so you can see I've just stitched along there like that. I just like the look, but I think a hand stitch with some embroidery thread, you know, just a running stitch there would look stunning as well. All right, so that one's going to go on there. This is just the other one I did, a little bit of a zigzag, and that was just with one of the other images, similar thing. And I'm going to put that one there and that one on there. Okay, so as I said, this one's stitched and this one's not. All right, now before I stick those down, what I've taken is a little bit of ribbon, a little scrappy bit I had lying here. I'm using up all the scraps, as I said. I've folded it in half, so I've got a bit of a loop there. And I want to stick this like that, just behind there. And I could have actually stitched it through, but not to worry. These are things that come, you know, I didn't plan on. It's just, as I saw it there, I thought, yes, I'm going to use that as well. I'm not throwing anything away. Right, now when I stick it down, I am going to use one of the mini labels at the top here. So I want to make sure that I don't have it higher, I want it lower. All right, so that's just something to remember, the same with both of those. So I'm going to just stick that down at the top there like that. Right, so let's get this down on the back of my little stack of image here on the front. So I'm going to put those together. And you could use your Fabri-Tac, but I'm going to use what I've got here. I'm going to stick that like that then. I'm going to put it onto the back, just so that I have it where I want it first. So I'm just sticking that on there. I want it to sort of peek out there. And this glue works pretty well on fabric as well. But, you know, whatever you would normally use is fine. And then I'm going to just run the glue all around the edges here and, you know, get this stuck down. I'm not going quite to the very edge. I sort of like it to have a little bit of a turn up on the corners. So, and then of course over here as well. All right, so there we go. That one's fine. And as I said, don't put it too close to the top, more to the bottom. So there we go. There's that one done. Yeah. Okay, and we'll do the same here again. So, how are you guys doing? I know that this is my last week of school for the year before the Christmas holidays. So, really looking forward to the Christmas break. Get some much needed Christmas shopping done and everything. I'm pretty much 3/4 of the way with that now. I've as I said before, worked on the hamper idea, which was a lot of fun to do. So I'm getting to the end of everything I wanted for that, so that's great. And especially with people that are not easy to get things for, always lovely to have hampers of all sorts, and I've themed them. So you know, you can have date night if it's a couple, you can have pamper hampers or anything like that. So my kids love pamper hampers, so you know, so yeah, it's great. I've had fun doing that. Okay, so we've got those two stuck down. Very happy with that. Going to stick on my little sentiments now, and I'm not sure if I wanted to angle this or not, but I think I'm going to go with a straighter theme there. I think so. I've got joy over here, and we'll just put some glue on the back there like that. And let's just see, do we want it like angled? Can you shout louder? Or do we want it straight? Joy. Tuck it under there. Let's do this one like this. Okay, so we've got joy. Looks like a speech box. Well, you know. Okay, so we've got this one, sprinkle with happiness. This one we're going to put on straight. So let's go with that on this one. We make them slightly different, yeah? You can tell me which one you prefer. Probably this one for me, I'm not sure. Anyway, I did one of each to appease you both. Okay, now again with all those scrappy bits, I've cut out loads of little die cuts. I've used this one here to cut out, using my holiday greens and garden greens, these little bits here. This is from the green background, the spotted background. This is from one like this. And I want to just layer those up without them going over the edge, because it is a card and it needs to go in an envelope. Right, so I'm going to do this quickly. I will probably speed this bit up because it's quite monotonous. Okay, and then I've got the same for the other one here, and I'm going to stick this down on the bottom here. I do want, while I'm sticking this lot down, I thought I'd just say from the bottom of my heart, I am really most grateful for everybody that's been so supportive this year, both in my Facebook group, my YouTube channel, my Etsy store, supportive with comments, supportive with encouragement and positivity. And I want to thank you guys all so much for that. You really have been you know, such an encouragement to me, and I appreciate every single one of you. Yeah, I can't express my gratitude enough, really. And we're coming to the end of this year, and I hope that you still feel inspired and happy to be supportive, even if it's just with your comments, you know. So thank you to each and every one of you. I really do appreciate you guys so much. Right, now with this little bit over here, I've got a little snowflake. It's using this pink spotted paper. These are from the Sizzix Snowflake dies. And if you're wanting to see where any of my tools are from, go and have a look for the details on my Amazon favorites list. You'll find everything you need to know a lot quicker than when I get back to you with a message on YouTube. All right, because sometimes I am so busy at work, at the moment, you know, with things coming to the end of the year, that I don't get back to you for quite a few days, and I can only apologize for that. It's just me trying to do two jobs. But I will get back to everybody. You know, I definitely will. It's just, this time of year is crazy, isn't it? Right, I've got these little snowflakes now, these little embellishments. and I want to just put them onto this here. I'm going to put this one. I've got my fingers full of glue from doing the other one, so I've just put a little bit of a glitter snowflake here, again using those same dies. I think that we'll have to let those dry a little bit there. Okay, so far so good. I've got a couple more things I want to do inside there, but while I'm waiting for that to dry, I just want to talk you through what I have done. Now, I have used my own envelopes here. I did tweak this a bit. So, you know, if you're not able to expand your files and enlarge your digitals, perhaps you can if you use the scale percentage, which is what I did. All right, so I have taken this, made it a bit longer, but what you could do is cut your paper to fit the envelope size that I have given you if you're not able to do that. So that's another suggestion. All right, so then you would need to trim off a bit of this. I think it's 1/2 centimeter or 1/4 inch and 1/2 inch on the other side. So I have made sure that this matches up. Because I want to be able to put this in here, I printed on the other side as well, so that I can use this as an envelope and it looks, you know, nicer in my opinion. And then once I put this inside, I'll show you, I've cut out those little circles and I will use that then to seal that at the back. So that's my plan. All right, so I've printed out loads of those and I'm loving how that looks so far. I hope the recipients will like it too. Now, what I thought for the inside, I've just taken tea stain paper. You could take the white lacy paper because that's also an option and would look beautiful. I am now going to just open this up. So we don't have any white card or any kind of plain card yet. It's all beautifully printed. I'm going to then stick this in the front. This is going to be where I write my little message. All right, so I'm going to just take my glue. I have slightly inked it on the edges here, and I'm going to make sure that I just get this stuck down. I'm going pretty close to the edge here. And art glitter glue enables you to put quite a little bit on and not a lot, so that's great. I'm going to just get that stuck down like that. I am eyeballing it. Right, there we go. And then I'm going to just take these kinds of the larger ones. You know, you could either stick it on that side like that, which I'll do with this one. So may you have a December to remember, absolutely. And then I can write my Christmas message on the opposite side of this page. So I'm going to stick this one just over here, which is perfect. Yeah, and then I'm able to write my Christmas card message over there. Okay, so there we go. We've got the first one done and I love how that's come out. And as I said, I'll write my message in there and then this is able to fit into my envelope like that. And there you have it. All right, so that goes on the back there. All right, so there's the first one. And then with this one, a similar thing, I'm going to just take another one of these, stick this down like that, and the same will apply. So again, we'll get this stuck in the middle like that. Now if you've got a smaller sentiment, you know, you could, this one's slightly smaller, you could put that in the middle and then just write dear, you know, mom, whatever you want to say, and then just your shorter message there. So, you know, you can do whatever you choose. So that one could be just like that. It's up to you. So I'm not going to stick this one down at the moment. I think I might go, I don't want to put it there because it sort of blends in. I think I might end up putting that one over there. I'll have a little think about that. All right, so there we go. We've got that beautiful one. I need to cut out the rest of the envelopes I printed. And we've got that gorgeous one. All right, now I'm going to do a whole lot more quickly in different colors with reds and greens and everything, that pile that I showed you earlier. So I've got all these to do today, heaven help me, you know, loads. And if I can do them in time while it's still nice and light, I will put up some pictures at the end and show you the rest of them as well. Okay, so go and give this a go. Quick and easy. And once you've got a design layout, you know, even though I'm going to put different images and things, I'm going to go with the same design for all of them. You can start reeling these off in no time at all. And I'm sure that the recipients are going to be delighted that you've made something by hand. Go and grab the scrappy bits of ribbon or fabric or anything you've had lying around that, you know, like me, you never throw out. You can add charms to this. You can do whatever you like. I'm sure you could go overboard. But because I've got quite a few to make, I thought that this was quite an easy way to get them done. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for following along with me. As always, you are amazing. And that's from my bottom of the heart. I see there are a pair of robins sitting in my tree here. They are absolutely adorable. I do love my desk because I've got the most stunning view of my tree with all those birds in it. I'm going to see you very soon on Friday with another video. So take care of yourselves. Please stay safe and goodbye.